Hello YouTubers and welcome to my channel. My name is Q.
3, 2, 1.
Bam, 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 bam. I will be sharing just some things that I just want to talk about how the third eye revealed to me, or my third eye revealed to me, that sleeping, not just sleeping, but oversleeping is causing us to be poor or putting us in a poor state. Okay, so there is a scripture which talks about it tells us to wake up out of sleep. It's in Proverbs. I'll make sure that I post the scripture too, so that you have it like word for word. But it pretty much talks about it tells us to wake up out of sleep before we be clothed in rags, and that's pretty much just a reference about well, you can take it literal or you can take it like as an allegory, or as a parable, because a lot of those in the book of Proverbs are just proverbs. It's just like what they are. So clothed in rags is in waking up out of sleep is pretty much telling us to make sure that your eye is open, your third eye, which if you are a believer or have some type of belief in the spiritual world, then you should know, make sure that your third eye is open. Okay, so I'm trying to make sure. So as you can see, I'm at the park doing something that I love to do. It's a part of my self-love and making sure that that which is in me is not being depressed. So this is something I love to do. I love connecting with nature, and so yeah. But anyway, okay, so I remember when I was asleep one day, and this has happened more than once, where I just asked God, okay, God, I just want you to show me, like, is this something that's really attacking me? Because sometimes when I get up, it's like I feel, it's like a sad feeling, like almost like pensive sadness. So I would just ask God, like, okay, God, just show me if, if this is, an attack. So I remember a few days ago, maybe like a day or two ago, where I had woke up, and after I had prayed, so I was just like, okay, God, praying that you show me if this is you, maybe I need rest, or if this is just like an attack. And so I would say like maybe 30 seconds, maybe a minute after that prayer, is like I woke up and I had energy. I had felt tired, like extremely tired. But then after I prayed that prayer, it's like I had energy. And so then as my eyes opened, I would see like this dark cloud, just, almost like a smoke. And I know it had to be like my third eye showing me that. So once I saw that, it's like it just lifted up, and then it disappeared. So when I saw that, I just remembered the scripture, which tells us, to awake out of sleep. Make sure that when you're asleep, make sure you get in the recommended amount, that's healthy. I think is 9 or 8 to 10 hours, but make sure you're not oversleeping. Make sure that you're really adamant about doing what you're supposed to do and being filled. Just make sure that you are feeding your spirit, even if you're sleeping, even when you're sleeping 8 to 10 hours, just make sure that you are feeding yourself with scripture. If you're waking out of your sleep, which I know I am, so I know that's God telling me to feed my spirit. So when you are waking up out of sleep, make sure you're feeding your spirit, and make sure during the day that you're feeding your spirit. Like I said, that scripture that says, beloved, I wish above that you may prosper even as your soul prosper. So just make sure that you are feeding yourself, and that you are aware, and also challenge that, like if scripture, and scripture tells you, that you will be clothed in right, like Proverbs, so just, you can always ask God, like he'll give you the answer. Like I heard so many people say, like, don't question God, but that's what he's there for. Like he has all the answers in the world, so why shouldn't we question him? Yeah, some things are his doing, but if he gave Solomon all of this knowledge and wisdom and understanding, why can't we ask him questions that would help us in the long run? So yeah, just remember, make sure that you have your third eye open, so that you can see these things and you can know when you are being attacked. Okay, so I had to move to a different part of the park because I had some visitors. It was like really empty, and then I was thinking like, okay, since the park is about to close, maybe I have some time to be by myself. But no, I had some visitors, and so I'm here at a different area. I'm actually in the casino. What used to be a casino at this park, but anyway, so now it's not a casino anymore. As you can see, this park has been changed a lot. And I was actually earlier I was by the springs. Now I'm just by the area which used to be the casino. Okay, so anyway, like I was saying about our soul. So the scripture, beloved, I wish above all else that your soul may prosper, even as you prosper. Or maybe it's the opposite way around. Maybe I wish that you would prosper, even as your soul prosper. So the righteous way to prosper, and not necessarily talking about monetary gain, but we're talking about in every area of your life, the way that God has intended for us to prosper, for us to be fruitful, for us to increase. It's just making sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do, doing our work, make sure that we're feeding our soul the right things and we're staying away from the wrong things. Make sure we're avoiding lust, make sure that we're avoiding environments that strips us away from our energy. Energy, I know it does exist, good and bad, high and low. So I know when you do the wrong things in life, a lot of your energy is consumed. So if you are clubbing a lot, if you're partying a lot, I know through experience that it strips you of your energy. If you have sex and having sex with someone that's not your spouse that God has intended, you're going to be stripped away of energy. And then definitely if you are having sex with like multiple people, you're definitely going to be stripped away of your energy. There's a scripture that talks about for men, but definitely, men and women, don't spend all your substance on women. Don't use all your strength on women. That's stripping you, that's keeping you from being who God has called and destined for you to be. So if you want to be strong, if you want to be all that God has called you to be, you want to be fruitful, we're going to have hardships, we're going to have tests and trials. But imagine going through tests and trials and not add issues to your life, right? Like, a believer's life is enough. Whether you believe or not, you're going to go through some things, but why would you add more? Like, why would you add more issues to your life? No, it's a decision. It's in your heart. It's just a made up mind just saying, I'm just going to be what God called me to be. And as far as the oversleeping, make sure that you balance your life. I have a video called Mind, Body, Spirit, and it's actually about life balancing. It's just basic fundamentals on how to keep your life balanced. And if you follow this as a foundation, you won't go wrong. If you feed your spirit, if you take care of your body, and if you feed your mind, you'll be in a balanced state, and you won't, you won't follow it. And since I followed it, I never had to ask anyone for a dime. Like, I never had to question anything. It's like whatever question, I always got the answer for it because I kept those three things in balance. And like I said before, like, if I don't do anything, I make sure that I focus on spirit, because before there was the natural or the physical, there was spirit first. So spirit should always be prioritized. All right, so I don't want to keep y'all long, just wanted to share that. And make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment. And thanks for watching.